Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, more women are enrolled in college. What's changed over the past 30 years?
And students are getting ready for break, where they can grab food if they are staying.
Plus, Syracuse drug trafficking arrest, how local police are responding.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Sana Zakiri.
And I'm Jason Samsel.
26 people were arrested and charged with 49 felonies and 28 misdemeanors for drug and gun trafficking in Syracuse. According to New York State Police, on November 8th, they seized a number of illegal drugs, including cocaine and fentanyl.
12 assault weapons were confiscated as well. They are being charged with crimes including burglaries, firearms, and narcotic possessions. The names of those being charged are being withheld due to the ongoing investigation.
Students are invited to the Marano Campus Center food court to grab fresh produce donated by the auxiliary services. This event is taking place on Friday, November 22nd from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Students living on or off campus who plan on staying local for break are invited. This event is first come, first serve.
SUNY Oswego Employees Federated Appeal is hosting several events throughout campus to support community causes. First Baskets of Caring is hosting a basket raffle from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the concourse of the Marano Campus Center. Campus offices and buildings donated over a dozen themed baskets that range in values from $60 to over $650. Proceeds of the raffles are supporting the United Way of Greater Oswego County. SEFA is also hosting the annual Teddy Bear Toss men's hockey game this Saturday. Fans attending the game are asked to bring a stuffed animal to then donate it by throwing it onto the ice after the Lakers score their first goal of the game. The thrown animals will be donated to Toys for Tots. Tip-off for the game is at 7 p.m.
Join the student jazz ensembles at their fall concert early next month. On December 4th at 7 p.m., the jazz small group Latin Jazz Ensemble and Oswego State Jazz Ensemble will be performing in the Waterman Theater along with special guest band Endless Field. Ike Sturm and Jesse Lewis, the guitar and bass duo, will be doing a pre-show talk at 6:30. If you wish to attend, tickets can be purchased online at the SUNY Oswego box office website.
The Onondaga County legislature met Thursday to discuss a local law that would put cameras on school buses to catch drivers passing illegally. Legislator Mark Olson, the chairman of Public Safety, says the cameras will be installed in 5 school districts throughout central New York and will turn on as soon as the stop arm is deployed. Fines for passing illegally will start first at $250. The legislator will vote on the law December 3rd.
Anti-Semitic posters were found across an upstate New York University campus last week.
Now, 4 college students have been charged with felony criminal mischief. Stephen Pappas reports.
University of Rochester students now under arrest in connection to the wanted posters that campus leaders say targeted members of its Jewish community. The university's president, Sarah Mangelsdorf, releasing a statement saying in part, quote, that such activity may have been perpetrated by our own students is particularly disappointing. The university's associate vice president of public safety calling the actions deplorable. Meredith Dragon, the CEO of the Jewish Federation of Greater Rochester, sees the wanted posters as an attack.
Protest is one thing, and that we've seen lots of protests, and they were done peacefully. But this was specifically targeting individuals. This was unique for a university campus to put up wanted posters for particular individuals, the vast majority of whom are members of the Jewish community.
Others on campus don't see it that way and feel the school is doing too much to punish these students.
Absolutely. There's always been protests at the University of Rochester and probably every university that's across the world where they have the privilege of freedom of speech without police arresting us and throwing us in dark rooms, you know?
Dragon feels letting things like this go without punishment sets a bad example to everyone on campus and in the community.
This isn't solely about the Jewish community. This is really about hate. And we have to be able to stand up to hate, whether it's anti-Semitism or racism or any other form of hate. And it's not just incumbent on the Jewish community. I think if people don't understand why this is anti-Semitism, they should try to find the resources to understand why the kinds of things that were said on the posters are seen as anti-Semitic.
According to school officials, a fifth suspect is still being investigated. Jason, I wonder how the weather will be these last few days before break.
Asani, you read my mind. Let's take a look at our forecast with our storm team meteorologist, Christopher Convis.
Yeah, so it's going to be quite questionable these next few days for central New York. Some places you can get a chance of rain, snow, wintry mix, and breezy conditions continuing as well, which will impact your Thanksgiving travel. But out of all of this, much needed precipitation will be following with this storm system, as right now, New York, we're in a severe drought warning down in the city and everything, but above all, much needed rain coming this way. But I'll have more in my full forecast, but first, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Christopher. The Pew Research Center has announced that the women in the United States are getting more bachelor's degrees than men. The margin varies widely, but stands true within every major racial and ethnic group. 30 years ago, 25% of both men and women in the U.S. had earned their bachelor's degrees. Now, 47% of women between the ages of 25 and 34 have them, while only 37% of men have theirs.
A group of local investors are planning on purchasing the campus of the former Cazenovia College and revamping it into what they call an innovation and community district. The project focuses on creating space for not just corporations, but dining, retail, housing, and more. They say their plan goes far beyond traditional property management and is meant to honor the legacy of the campus while creating something new that allows for the entire community to grow and benefit. The deal is not yet finalized.
Still ahead tonight, a man involved in a standoff in a Syracuse grocery store is still at large.
Plus, the latest on the trial of Jose Ibarra after the death of Laken Riley just months ago.
La, 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 la. Free. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Free.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarl told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen and become briefly
Good evening, Lakers. I'm meteorologist Christopher Convis with your full forecast. Currently, right now, it's 52 degrees, mostly cloudy. 52 degrees, you don't see that very often. That's way above normal. We're usually supposed to be in the 40s by now and calm conditions. heading into our satellite radar, you can see behind me, you have the storm system coming from our way, which is heading Buffalo right now. And as we zoom out farther, even behind us, Michigan, that's where we'll be getting that rain, snow, wintry mix happening. So for your day planner tomorrow, a chance of showers starting off your morning, and showers starting to continue even more into the afternoon, with temperatures staying mainly low 40s, but the wind conditions continue up into the nighttime. What you want to wear is a winter coat, raincoat. Make sure you have a cap on as well and everything for the winds, and your rain boots as well. So for your futurecast wind gusts, you have, starting off tonight, 19 miles per hour, which it tapers off into tomorrow morning starting at 8:30. But as we go through the morning, the winds are supposed to pick up dramatically. Futurecast starting off 8:30, you have overcast conditions, which as we move on into the evening, 1 p.m., you have the rain starting, and it increases even more. You see, we're right on that margin of that wintry mix and everything, but I don't think we're supposed to get any snow. It seems to be it's just going to stay as rain. By Friday afternoon into the evening, it's supposed to clear out, cloudy conditions. So for tonight, showers, 39 degrees, temperature, winds at east of 9 to 13 miles per hour, and into tomorrow, showers continue at 44 degrees at a southward wind of 5 to 9 miles per hour. So as we head on into our 7-day forecast, as I said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all breezy conditionings, low 40s. And as you go into Monday and Tuesday, we could have a chance of a snow to rain chance. That's all for my full forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Chris. I'm just glad the weather looks like it'll clear up before the weekend.
Absolutely. Anyone driving home for break, keep an eye on the weather and stay safe. An armed man who barricaded himself inside a Syracuse grocery store Monday night is still at large. A SWAT team and Syracuse police were on the scene at a Dollar General store for more than 6 hours. Syracuse police say that there is no reason to believe there is a public safety threat at this point.
3 victims have been killed in a deadly stabbing rampage in Manhattan. Suspect 51-year-old Ramon Rivera appeared in court yesterday and is now facing first-degree murder charges. This was one of many crimes Rivera has committed in recent history, including a burglary conviction and an out-of-state criminal history. Families of the victims have spoken up against Rivera, demanding justice for their loved ones. The murder trial against Jose Ibarra in the death of Laken Riley is over, and the judge has found Ibarra guilty.
It's a case which has garnered national attention since Riley's death earlier this year. Let's get right to Ivan Rodriguez, who has the latest on the judge's decision.
Jose Ibarra, who was accused of killing Laken Riley, was convicted of murder. In his ruling, the judge found Ibarra guilty on all 10 counts and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Laken's life was not the only life taken on that day that Jose Ibarra attacked her. The life of her family and friends was taken too. None of us will ever be the same.
Family, friends of Laken Riley facing the man convicted of her murder in court to honor her life while detailing the immense loss caused by Jose Ibarra.
Laken had a beautiful and bright future. She was smart, hardworking, kind, thoughtful, and most importantly, she was a child of God.
With Ibarra watching, Laken's stepfather reading a final entry from Laken's journal, expressing her hopes for the future that will never come.
To my future husband, I want you to know that I'm thinking about you. I'm working every day to become the best wife I can be.
Laken's sister describing her as a best friend and role model, saying she'll miss her infectious laugh, while also describing how this crime robbed her of her sense of safety.
Jose Antonio Ibarra has completely and utterly ruined my life, and I can only hope and pray that he receives a sentence that ruins his. Thank you.
When the verdict was announced, multiple gasps and sobs were heard inside of the courtroom. Riley's family and friends also appeared to be relieved with the judge's ruling. When Ibarra did finally exit the courtroom, there were no other major reactions. Live in Athens, Georgia, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Jose Ibarra was indicted on 10 different counts, including malice murder, 3 counts of felony murder, and kidnapping with bodily injury. He was sentenced to life in prison.
The House Ethics Committee ruled today not to release a report on former Representative Matt Gaetz. Gaetz was recently tapped by President-elect Donald Trump to serve as his Attorney General. The committee was investigating allegations of sexual misconduct and drug use. However, Gaetz' resignation from Congress last week effectively ended the ethics probe into him. Gaetz has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. There will be another committee meeting in December.
When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, a popular fast food chain brings back a fan favorite. What menu item is returning?
And a trendy skincare company has recalled products. What products you should get refunded?
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. McDonald's is bringing back its McRib sandwich on December 3rd, but that's not all. The company is also selling its McRib sauce in half-gallon jugs. You'll be able to get them starting next Monday at wholelotofmcribsauce.com. McDonald's says they'll cost $20, not including shipping costs.
McDonald's has temporarily stopped selling espresso drinks at some locations in the U.S. due to a safety issue with the machines. The manufacturer of the $3,000 espresso machines informed customers of a problem with the equipment. The exact nature of the safety issue has not yet been disclosed. The espresso-based drinks you can't order for now include macchiatos, americanos, iced lattes, and cappuccinos, but iced and hot brewed coffee are not affected and remain for sale.
Skincare company Drunk Elephant is recalling some of their products because they could cause skin irritation. Drunk Elephant announced the voluntary recall for the brand's Bestie No. 9 Jelly Cleanser and 2 of its face creams. The products contain ingredients not listed on the label, and the creams are missing a preservative that may allow microbial growth. The company released a form for customers to request refunds and replacements.
And now to sports news. This week our anchor is Jacob Coleman.
Jacob, what do you have for us tonight?
Thanks, guys. Make sure to stay tuned after the break tonight, and I'll give you, the viewers, an update on some SUNY Oswego sports and more.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating. I think you're wrong, is what I think. You think I'm wrong a lot of times. I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WTOP-10. I'm your sports anchor, Jacob Coleman, here to give you an update on all things sports this week. And our first sports story of the evening, the SUNY Oswego men's basketball team traveled up to play versus SUNY Brockport last night. This game wrapped up in a high-scoring affair with the Lakers pulling out the victory 78-72. Pushing their record to 3-1, Xavier Allen, the senior Oswego guard, was the game's highest scorer, putting in 10 buckets for 24 points. Men's basketball next game will be at Nazareth College next Tuesday, the 26th. Moving on to the Oswego women's hockey team now. Their next game is set to play this Friday, the 22nd. The Lakers will look to keep their undefeated season alive with a huge matchup versus the SUNY Cortland Red Dragons. In the all-time series between these two SUNY schools, the Oswego women lead with 28 victories to 18 losses, with the Red Dragons winning last year's face-off. This game is set to have the puck drop at 3 p.m. Into some national news now. The NBA's Los Angeles Lakers rookie Dalton Knecht made headlines last night. The rookie guard stayed in the game for a total of 38 minutes and led the game in scoring with 37 total points. He would break an NBA record and set a new one with 9 3-point shots made as a rookie in a single game. The Utah Jazz would fight hard, but the high-scoring offense of LeBron James and the upcoming rookie Dalton Knecht was just too much. The Lakers improved to 10-4 on the season and would win the game 124-118. Sticking with the NBA news now, another great game that took place last night was the undefeated Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the defending champions of the league, the Boston Celtics. Coming into this game, the Cavs were on a 15-game win streak. This game was back and forth with Donovan Mitchell and Jason Tatum leading their respective teams in scoring. The Celtics would escape the Cavaliers, handing them their first loss, winning this one 120-117, improving their record to 12-3 in the early season. And now this past Monday night, the Battle of Texas took place as the Houston Texans would visit the Dallas Cowboys. The offense of the Texans would be on fire here early as Joe Mixon would make a man miss, and he's going to take this one to the crib, outrunning the Dallas defense. A touchdown for the Texans, 7-0 early, his first of the game. The Cowboys on their first offensive drive would attempt a fake punt here, and it does not matter, as the Texans would stop them. It was failed, and the head coach, DeMeco Ryans, is fired up, and you can see the star quarterback, Dak Prescott, who's stuck in the booth, is miserable on the sideline early. On Dallas's next drive, Cooper Rush in shotgun. He would pass, and this one is intercepted. Derek Stingley, the young corner, making a man miss, and he returns it to the 37. What a great play by the young corner. This would set the Texans offense up on the goal line, and Mixon's going to trot this one in, playing with the Cowboys defense. A 14-0 lead, his second touchdown in just the first quarter. The Cowboys would look to respond here big time, and that they would. Kevontae Turpin down the seam. He's going to outrun this Texans defense 22 miles an hour. This would be a record for the fastest player this season. 17-10 now, arguably the best kicker in the league. Brandon Aubrey from 40 out would shock many and miss the field goal off the upright. Going into half, the Texans would lead 17-10, and this one got bad ugly, as the Texans would finish it out with a 34-10 victory. Dallas's 5th loss in a row, and they fall to 3-7. I thank you guys for joining me for some sports tonight.
A Rene Magritte painting sold for a record-breaking $121 million at a Christie's New York auction on Tuesday. The 1954 painting is part of the Empire of Light collection by the Surrealist artist.
It depicts an eerily lit streetscape and is one of the largest paintings in a 27-work succession Magritte did over a 15-year period.
The canvas was expected to fetch $95 million, but ended up surpassing the auction record for Magritte's works.
It was previously owned by late American interior designer Micah Ertugan and was described as the crown jewel of her extensive art collection.
I mean, I think that's amazing. I didn't know art could sell for that much.
Yeah, I don't know. Collectively, could we pull up $120 million and
I would
take a
never
bet
spend
at it?
that much on something I could physically
I
use.
wouldn't, no.
That's terrible.
All right, do we have anything else on weather for this weekend?
So as you can see, Thursday and Friday, especially tomorrow, it's supposed to be rainy conditions mainly the whole day, but then going into Friday for traveling, the afternoon it's supposed to be clearing out, perfect conditions for you, everybody that is heading back home. But for people that are staying, you might have a chance of snow on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, and Jacob, Oswego Sports is always active throughout the weekend. Any update on that?
Yeah, anything on hockey?
We've got big hockey news coming up. The Toys for Tots drive and the SUNY Cortland women's game. Those will be huge things in hockey to look forward to.
Yes.
All right, that's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for Be Kind Rewind.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.